The smoke has finally cleared on the first YCS of the block, and, well, to nobody's surprise, Kashtira is the menace. Alright, to the 30% of you that have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button, smash it so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Now, your breakdown is going to be a little bit different here. This is going to be a encapsulation of the decks used, because remember, this was a 3v3 event. So top 8 breakdown here actually showcases that we had 11 Kashtira decks overall in Top Cut, which actually, I mean, the first place team was packing 3 of these, which is pretty impressive in and itself. But 46% representation. You've already got people going, oh my god, the tier format ended for this, you know, like zone locking shenanigans. I would much rather play against Kashtira, where I can reveal Nibiru, Book of Eclipse, all of these other outs in order to try to play the game against these. All right, so that's very, very, very important to know that. We also had 7 branded decks in Top Cut. 5 of them were Despia, 2 of them were Bysteel. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, you shouldn't be surprised about that either. The fact that, you know, Despia, good stuff, even like, it depends on how they're encapsulating the Bysteel package here. It could just be as simple as, you know, branded regained and stuff like that through the Lubellion. But your overall representation of the pie chart, pretty much what you would expect there. We actually had 17% Labyrinth. 4 Labyrinth decks chugged on into Top Cut, which, once again, is kind of impressive in my personal opinion. Very happy to see that Labyrinth is living up to these expectations out here, kind of showing people that, hey, we can do something. We also had 1 Live Twin Sprite. You get a load of that, you know. People talk crap on that deck, and look where I got them right now. It's actually sitting at the dinner table right now, actually kind of showcasing some sort of variance. And we also had a Sword Soul deck in Top Cut as well. I'm not surprised to see that. Like, honestly, everything within the hemisphere of this top 8 breakdown for the teams, pretty much what we expected here. As we shift on into top 4 here, oh boy, oh boy, boy, oh boy. You have a 50% Top Cut for Kashtira. Deck is so busted. Okay. First of all here, I understand for your top 4 breakdown for teams, having 6 Kashtira on the pie chart might look a little bit intimidating. But once again, keep in mind that 3 of those were on the winning team. You know, literally team coming back for the second chance here for the run back. Yeah, so that's why a majority of your pie chart is like that, all right? So 6 Kashtira in the Top Cut. Once again, 3 branded decks. 2 Despia, 1 Bysteel carrying on through here into Top Cut. Not too shocked about that. But I think the thing that was most interesting about, like, your shift into top 4 here was the fact that your rogue category still took up 1/4 of the pie chart. Like, Labyrinth was, up until this point, a lot of people were like, no, the new cards are just not going to really put this deck on the map. No, it did. It genuinely did. It showcased that those new cards would be enough to keep these decks running in the Modern Era format. A lot of players discounted Labyrinth, and it did get a full swing here. We also had, once again, that 8.3 Live Twin Sword Soul Live Twin Sprite, holding on for dear life in your Top Cut here. I'm not really surprised to see that deck, you know, being the one that's trying to do its best, but it's the variant that looks like it's going to have the most success. And we also had this Sword Soul variant out here also holding on. So, once again, Rogue doing well. Your branded pie chart out here doing absolutely amazing. Is there anything too shocking about this? No, there isn't. Everything is within the realm of expectations for what we really were expecting here. And then your grand finals, for all of you that knew what was happening here, it was team back for seconds versus 2 world champs and a John. And it was triple Kashtira versus double Albaz or double Despia with 1 Labyrinth. And of course, unfortunately, the Labyrinth and the Despia players ended up getting destroyed out here by Kashtira. And that's where you saw during like the feature match with like all the zone locking. And I've read infinite complaints from people going, I would rather play other formats than this one. Yeah. I would rather too, but to be perfectly honest with you, everything that we have right now for this format. It looks way better than what we were kind of dealing with previously. So at least you can get the chance to play the game. I saw a lot of board breaking, a lot of really good things out here from this event overall. So we're going to pass on over so you can take a look at some of these top deck lists. All right, the first deck list we're going to be looking at here was our second place list from John Wilkin here. And you are going to notice that, yeah, we are main decking the triple Book of Eclipse here, and we are also playing the Expulsion. These are going to be some pretty big players here in order to play the game. And yes, we are playing the Mighty Dark Magician in order to capitalize and make the big old Dark Dragoon down here. Now, you're also going to notice the fact that Gimmick Puppet Nightmare is showing up here. This is going to be because of your Expulsion here and the little push that you're going to punish your opponent, because this is going to set a condition on your opponent. If this card is special summon, you cannot special summon any monsters for the rest of this turn except for Gimmick Puppet monsters. I'll talk more about this later on in the day when we analyze a little bit more of this event, but yeah, that's a pretty big one here. Let's see, we're playing Aqua Neos and Aqua Dolphin. So overall, what you're seeing here with this deck is going to feel very, very strong in terms of just the developments for your format. I can't believe that they actually made it as far enough to actually play the Expulsion in the main deck. So many people have been citing this. I'm not trying to downplay this, because I'm just happy to see that we've got a push up here with Expulsion actually mattering more. And of course, your anti-cash tier attacks are actually main decking triple fusion deployment, which is really good. Seen some builds trying to play one of this, but I feel like for your best results, you're probably going to want to push up to higher numbers. I also see we have cross-out designators down here as well, so you'll be able to push on through, and guess what? Actually be able to play the game. So everything within the realm of expectations. Next up here was our second place Labyrinth list from Ryan Yu. Now, we're playing 2 copies of the Ariana. I know a lot of people really want to try to play 3. If you can find room in order to do so, it can work out. There's nothing wrong with that. I also see we're on the Triple Lady Labyrinth, and we're playing 1 Lovely Labyrinth. This will give you the chance kind of break some boards and kind of punish your opponent in some aspects that they might not be able to do. Of course, we have Triple Duality and your triple Pot of Prosperity as well. And then we have the double Terrors of the Overroot. This card is busted once this starts going. And then, of course, your trap lineup, you have 26 traps in the main deck that you're going to have to step through here in order to capitalize and blow your opponent out. We're also citing 1 Eradicator Epidemic Virus because your deck just gives you access to do this. It's actually hilarious. And I see that we're playing the double Bucephalus, and then we're on double Garuda to fuel those. Everything here looks pretty much what you would want to see within the format here. Next up here, we have a Kashtira deck. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was wanting to see some variations with the Brave package. The Brave package is meant to give this deck the chance to kind of play through and have some layers of protection. Unfortunately, the way that, the format is sculpted, this isn't exactly the craziest. I also see down here that we're main decking the Evenly Matched. This is going to give you the chance to kind of fight through some of those boards that your opponent might set up that you're just going to be like, I don't want to deal with this, or like, this is going to be an issue at the end of the day. So you get some interesting modes here to watch this deck play. I also see that we're citing the Dark Holes, and we're actually citing 2 Hey True Nades. That actually kind of gives you a good Labyrinth matchup, something that you really don't tend to see a lot right now. So that's actually a pretty good thing overall here. And then we have another Kashtira variant here. Some pretty big shifts here. I mean, this build is playing triple Forbidden Chalice and triple Forbidden Lance. That's kind of interesting to me. The fact that you're seeing these particular cards actually matter here at the end of the day for defensive options is kind of cool. Of course, you're playing the Space Rocks, you're playing the Book of Moons, so you can get the chance to play the game. And of course, Nightmare, it's just not complete without Nightmare Corruptor Ebony showing her head out here to kind of devastate the format. I love the fact this card is just already found such a good place in the format. And then there's the Goliath. You can go ahead and Pot of Prosperity that thing, and then go ahead and suck it on up underneath the Arise Heart. Well, congratulations. I'm now getting my free ability to basically be indestructible. So now your opponent's going to look at that card and they're going to be like, ugh, this is going to create an issue. So those are the interesting things, really just the first chunk of info that we have out of today. So what do you guys think about this breakdown. Please, if you comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.